Today it's just brakes. So last time I did the rear wheel bearings and realized that I needed brakes. One was dragging, one was warped, and I was near the wear indicators. So new pads, new rotors, new hardware, new little retainer screws, and that's all we're tackling. So let's get to it. So this is the bracket. These pin boots and this hardware, they're both gonna get replaced. So I'm gonna take this off, clean everything up real good, grease it, and reinstall it. And I think these are symmetrical, so I don't have to worry about which way they go. Old and crusty. Yeah, I'm glad I'm cleaning these up. Come on out. Wait a minute, did the other one come apart? It did come apart. Well, I don't see any bits, but I will be cleaning it. Now this backside doesn't have to be super duper clean. It just has to be clean enough that the new hardware sits nicely, because the brake pads are not going to be contacting it. Just make sure it's not all gritty, you know what I mean? As I proceed to hit it with a wire brush. That should be good enough. But for these, my friends, I'm going to be a bit more detailed. This kit has been super useful for me. Actually, let me get my drill. Plastic bristles. Yeah, pretty dirty. This one's actually already pretty clean, but this other one got a bit of grime in it still. Oh, that's actually working. So one side is really clean, but this one I'm having a bit of trouble with, so I'm gonna hit it with a wire brush, just a little. Yo, that did the trick. With that looking pretty good, I'm gonna dry it off a little bit, set it aside, and clean these up really good. These need to be spick and span as well. These even look different, kind of silvery, kind of golden. This is the pin that was in the, I don't know what you call it, in the hole that was a bit dirty, and this looks like it was in that hole. Now it's looking pretty good. Yeah, this wire brush is the trick to get all the debris and gunk out of the little crevices. Now that one looks pretty good. All right, this is dry enough now. These are the new boots, and the side with the little lip is gonna get seated in the bracket. Get in there, like that. And these guys are gonna get a thin coating of brake parts lubricant. All right, it's not much, but you see. And now they can go into their new home. Wait a minute. If I put that in, it's gonna rub it off. You know what? I'm gonna do something different. So I got the lubricant on there. I'm gonna put that in. I'm gonna work it around real good. So that's a nice, good, smooth action. Yeah, I have a friend that's gonna kill me for that. Me thinking through it as I'm doing it. Since both sides are lubed, I'm gonna put it in. If you're watching this and you do it a different way, let me know. Good and lubed. There we go. Well, I know it's a good seal now, because I got a bubble. All right, so I'll remove the bubble. Let's see if it goes in. There we go. All right, well, I guess that moves well enough. Lesson learned, keep it compressed, push it all the way in. I still got a bubble. I'm glad it's a good seal, but how does the air get trapped? I've done a lot of these. I've never got that bubble. All right, here we go again. All right, now that's done. So now the new hardware can go on. And sometimes I would put brake disquiet between the hardware and the bracket, but I don't think that's necessary. So I'm just gonna push that in. There we go. And the other one. Man, that's a tight fit. Here we go. A real quick wipe down of the back of the rotor. Now I can put the rotor on. Is that right? No, I put it on like this. Yeah, gotta match up the screw holes. New rotor retaining screws. I like to put anti-seize on these just to make it easier the next time I take them out. And I don't put them on that tight. I just snug them down. And now I'm gonna wipe down the front of the rotor. I just like the way new stuff looks, man. Makes me want to just do the whole thing. So now the freshly loaded bracket can go back on. Now the hardware gets a bit of brake parts lubricant right where the pad is going to rest. Not a lot, but enough that wherever the pad will slide is lubed. And now I'm going to load the new pad. The wear indicator goes on the inside pad. Damn, why isn't it going in? That seems pretty tight. I've never had a brake pad be that tight. Now that's how I think it should go in. These pads have an anti-vibration pad on it, but I still like putting brake disc quiet on it. I'm just gonna put a bit of this where the pad meets the caliper. And on the back side, I'm gonna do it in the center. And this does need a little while to set up, so I'm gonna go get a snack. I'm gonna crack this because I will be compressing the calipers a bit. And on the actual caliper, I gotta do a couple things. I have to twist this in and replace this bit of hardware. I've had this little tool for probably going on decades now. I can just twist in clockwise. It's not budging with this. So I'm gonna pull out another kit I got. Check this out. I usually don't have to resort to this. So I just picked the little tool that matched what I needed to do. Actually, let me take out this, which I will be replacing. All right, that out of the way. Hopefully this will get it. All right, let's see if I start to get movement now. I am not having a good time with this. All right, so I'm going to have to unmount some things. So why am I mounting the empty caliper back onto the bracket? The answer, leverage. So I'm hoping that lets me get in here and get some good leverage. If I still have trouble, then that means I have more work to do. There we go. It's actually moving. If it were seized, I would have much more work to do. I want to make sure I twist it as far in as I can because I don't want to have to come back and do this, but I think I'm there. All right, let's see if I compressed everything enough. And I'm gonna have to wipe down the hardware again and clean the rotor again. That is awfully tight. It should not be that tight. See, that's the way it should go in because it should be able to not wobble, but move freely back and forth. That's what I get for buying clearance brakes. Got these in Napa. They were super cheap. They were on clearance. Lesson learned. And this is the only one that does it. I tried the other pads and they fit just fine. I did something that I have never done before. I took off a little bit of this pad. So now it fits nice and snug and it can move back and forth. And I'm going to also put a little bit of brake parts lube on the outer edge of the pad because that is where this will be contacting them right there. So this is the last bit of hardware. And it goes in like that. So now let's see if I compressed everything enough. So now I can reconnect the caliper to the bracket. Now I'm going to reattach the parking brake bracket. Reinsert the pin. And with the lessons learned, I'm gonna play the same game on the other side. Man, that shim is crooked. There, that's better. And with that, I have new bearings, hubs, studs, pads, and rotors. And since the manufacturer recommends this break-in procedure, the first time I drive it, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm glad the brakes are done, but I'm thinking I did something wrong installing this oil pan, because I'm getting seepage and it's dry up there. And over here as well, it's dry above the pan, but wet at the pan and below. So the next time I work on the Civic, I think this is what I'll be looking at. If you'd like to follow along, hit subscribe. If you would like to see the things I've already done to the Civic, check out the playlist. Thanks for watching. Take care.